Work no longer is just a paycheck. With rising stress, absenteeism, and dissatisfaction, the modern workplace feels like a puzzle we haven't solved.
When we're looking at stress, at mental stress, at its definition, it is the combination of high demands, our own sense of ability to meet the demands, and worry about the consequences if we don't meet that demands.
Joining me on this conversation is my guest Reinier Meijer, who brings 30 years of career coaching experience and a unique conversational skills expertise to his current mission at Hera, achieving sustainable employment.
Everybody has a talent that person can use, and we like to look at people from that perspective. So rather than looking at a living and walking CV, we like to think of people as people.
Big question, how do we make, or how can we make the Netherlands happy? Welcome to the Neurolympics podcast, brought to you by BrainsFirst, the company that helps you make better talent decisions powered by neuroscience. I'm Lucy, I'm the host of the Neurolympics podcast, and I myself have a background in psychology and applied neuroscience. But let me turn to my guest today, Reinier. A very warm welcome.
Thank you.
So cool that you're joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Reinier, what is sustainable employment and why does it matter in the 21st century?
It means employability. Sustainable employability means the ability to be working, literally. So, and everybody has a talent that person can use. And we like to look at people from that perspective. So rather than looking at a living and walking CV, we like to think of people as people. And some of us are going through life and through work in a very easy way. And some of us have more challenges there. So, and regardless on which path you are, the question is, how can you make a contribution? Working with what you can do, and how can you make people benefit from that? So that's the sustainable employability perspective. Because if you look at it like that, then the chances are that when people are working, that it will be sustainable for them, being able to bring the full self, which means all their shiny, beautiful parts. And all those other parts that you don't want to necessarily share, but somehow seem to happen anyway.
All your talents and skills to make use of the best of yourself and what you can bring to the table. I like that. And how come that you personally care about sustainable employment? Where does your passion come from?
So that was the question that you got me thinking. And I was like, where does that passion come from?
Sometimes it's not as obvious.
And I think in general, I have been looking a lot into where do I fit in, work-wise, life-wise. So in that sense, it has been a puzzle for myself to find out where I am comfortable with, what I am good at, but also where do I fit? What people do I fit with? Where do I sense a sense of belonging? And that search has basically been a lot about, in the first place, me. Looking for what was it that I want, but also thinking, I don't fit here, or I don't fit in here. What do I miss? And it's just more in the final, let's say, 5 to 10 years that it becomes more and more aware that it also has to do with the fit, the people that you meet, the people where you are with, that you feel, but that's also something that needs to happen. So in that search, that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I know what it is to search.
I like that. It's ultimately a journey that we're all on. And actually what you describe now is, I think, what you are now helping the people that you work with to address exactly these questions.
Yeah.
Right? So these are the questions that you also address to yourself.
Yeah, so that's sometimes when you say you do this work and you're coaching or you're training people,
Yeah.
then you're half of the time you're working on yourself.
On yourself.
And that's not necessarily the people. So it's been a win-win, I guess. Yeah.
I like that. I have the same with psychology.
Yeah.
It's also a win-win for myself. All the knowledge that you gain and what you use in the workplace is ultimately beneficial for yourself. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
This win-win. And now you work for Hera for
Yes.
2.5 years.
Yes.
Right? And Hera focuses on sustainable employment.
Yes.
How would you describe Hera's mission?
Well, very much in line with what I've been just saying.
Yeah.
So what we have as a mission is that we want to make Holland happy at work.
Yeah.
So make people enjoy their work and their life basically as well. So that's what we're passionate about, to do that with
Great.
each other. Yeah.
Great. And I think it's very essential when we look at some statistics in the workplace. A lot of people, not only in the Netherlands, worldwide, report a lot of stress, experiencing a lot of stress in the workplace, mismatches here and there. I think there's 4 in 10 employees in the Netherlands that report high stress, and then also these long-term absenteeism cases that come along with this. Where do you think are these high workplace stress numbers and absenteeism rates coming from?
I feel a little bit like a professor now. Well, I think in general, there's a lot of things that's happening now. So there is, when we're looking at stress, at mental stress, at its definition, it is the combination of high demands, our own sense of ability to meet the demands, and worry about the consequences if we don't meet that demand. So if we take those together, and when I look at the situation now, what I think is happening a lot is that there's so many fast changes that a lot of people in one way or another way feel that their ability is lacking with regards to the demands that's being there. And given the speed that it is in and the different nature, it has to do with this technological stuff that's going on. We're speaking English. Where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
You're from Germany.
Yeah.
I'm from the Netherlands.
International work cultures.
There's international cultures. So there's so many elements that are now slightly off that demand so many adjustments in so many levels.
Yeah.
That I think that contributes to that sense of stress. Yeah.
Yeah, I can totally imagine, because it's so fast changing, and it's, our brains are not made to adjust always quickly to these different demands. And also something I notice, but I cannot compare to 10 years ago, but when I look at job offers nowadays, it also states a lot of different things, and then you ask yourself, am I capable of all of that? I can maybe, tick some of these boxes, but all of them, am I capable? And then these self-doubts or self-questioning comes into place. And as you say, this international workspace is exciting, but also we have to navigate it.
Yeah.
And no one is, obviously companies are trying to, but it's not that we're always learning how to do that.
No.
It's also being thrown in the water, right?
Right. Yeah.
And if I said in the beginning, I don't think that the meaning of a job is only to pay your bills anymore.
No.
There's a lot of more meaning to it.
Yeah.
What do you think, from your experience, from your working background, what is the meaning of a job nowadays?
Well, it has a lot to do with it being an expression of wanting to contribute something useful, to be the sense that you make a contribution that is helpful for the world, or for some people at least. So it's no longer people are comfortable with checking some boxes and then saying, okay, I've checked the boxes and I go home. So that's an important one. So it is becoming a part of our self-expression. It provides a lot of opportunities. It provides a lot of adventures. So that's, I think, all of the things why people really basically want to work.
Yeah.
Principally, yeah.
For sure. Do you think it's actually a good thing to take it on as part of your identity, or do you need to keep a distance between your personal and your job life or identity? It's a big question.
I think it's very difficult to separate those.
Yeah.
So
sure.
when you did something and you were good at it and people were happy about it, and you do that consistently, it's unavoidable that it becomes a part of you. And I think it's not even possible to do something well without leaning into that, becoming it in a sense, whether you make a chair or whatever it is that you love to do.
Yeah.
So whenever you put love into the work, you are attached to it. So I hope people are attached to it. And with every attachment, also becomes a little element of dependency.
That is true.
When you become dependent upon the validation, then that's usually a recipe for trouble. Yeah.
You name it.
Yeah. But to say, oh, you can't be so involved, I think it's too unnatural to really make that distinction. Yeah.
So you would say ultimately it is very important for people to be happy in their jobs, right?
Yeah,
It's,
and to love their job, to be able to love their job.
Yeah.
And also to leave it and to love their life and go home and also be happy there.
Yeah.
There's more to life than work alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A natural balance. Now, if we turn to that big question, how do we make, or how can we make the Netherlands happy? I actually like that expression. I think you mentioned it before, so I thought I have to remember that. And we turn to your work at Hera.
Yeah.
How do you actually tackle it? For example, absenteeism or job satisfaction. How do you work on that with people?
Yeah, so the basic idea is to work on two things. So when we're looking at employability, there is the time that you're happy at work. It's disbalance. It may be absenteeism, and then you're back at work. So those are sort of the four phases. So when we're talking about absenteeism, we don't start with, let's say, the phone call of somebody telling he's not able to come to work. What you want to do is to actually work on the prevention. So you must have and create a culture where people feel comfortable and where they can love their work and work in a good way. And if they're in a position where they can do that, where they can use their talents, and that automatically means that they're happy and that they won't will be less likely to go into absenteeism. But you also have to, in the prevention part, is the discussion on, are we staying happy? How are we continue to be happy? And what might needs to change? So what paths are there? So it is a more integral way of looking into what is the people management trajectory in order to get that circumstance there, that everybody is happy at work.
Yeah. And I think you state on your website that behavior plays a big role there in your approach.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? What does that look like?
So that continues on what I said before about the employability. So we're looking at what can people do.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it that you can do?
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we're going to look to what is possible. So looking at behavior means less focusing on, I have this or that, and therefore I cannot focus, or I cannot concentrate, or I can't do this.
Yeah.
So that means a more medicalizing position,
Mm-hmm.
where in a certain sense the situation becomes sort of a reason to say I'm not able to work.
Yeah.
Whereas our position is more, we're looking at what you can do. There's obviously things that you can't do, and there is things that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So let's focus on that.
So the positive side, let's say.
It is the positive side. Yeah.
Yeah.
The positive sides of learning to look at what continues to be possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even if it's hard, and even if your mind may be somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you don't actually want to think about work. And that's also possible. So it doesn't mean that we need to work
Mm-hmm.
always, because sometimes you can't work, and that's fine. However, it's not because something is the case that you can't work. It's not logic in that sense.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who have a lot of things, and they're all working. So it's basically normal. So that's looking into more the Dutch situation, something that we work on. And one of the other elements of that has to do with the sort of what do we expect from each other in this way.
Mm-hmm.
So we also like to work on making behavioral agreements. So there is clarity on what is supposed to happen in this situation, what is normal. So that's also another element which ties into the behavioral dimension.
Got it. Bit of expectation management, which can be very important.
Yeah.
And I think to clarify that can be very essential, because oftentimes what I notice is that some things that for an outsider's perspective might seem more or less obvious are not so obvious for the people who are actually in the situation. So to just have that third person perspective on the situation, I think can oftentimes already help, because sometimes you're so stuck in where you're at in your thinking loops, or you maybe lack of communication, or not having the right conversations. And then it's crucial that someone like you from a different perspective comes in.
Yeah, so exactly that. We sometimes get a little lost in our own hang-ups
we all
and
know
things.
it.
Yeah. And sometimes we need a little clarification. And okay, where am I? Oh, yeah, this is where I am at.
Yeah. And if we zoom in a bit, what would you say are the struggles or the fears that people oftentimes have in the workplace?
In relation to what?
In relation to the problems, let's say, that they come to you with.
So there is still a very high, let's say, taboo on vulnerability. So saying I can't do this, or this is difficult, or this is hard, or can I get help with this, is still something that people struggle with, how to do that in an effective manner. Because once they're asking help a few times, they at a certain point feel, I don't want to ask a bit more because I've already asked so much of other people.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Some people also feel, I have to help again. I've my own job to do. Can you not just do yours and we're both happy? So there's all kinds of frictions and tensions and sensitivities that come into play when we really become more visible in what we can do and where we struggle.
And how important would you say are relationships in the workplace between employees, between the manager and employees?
Yeah, it's key. So it's essential for you that you have that sense of belonging, that you have productive working relationships, good relationships. I'm more and more inclined to say it doesn't really matter what you can do or what your ambition is, as long as the relations fit and you're part of the culture, then we can always find a place where you sort of fit, where you can contribute something that's valuable. But it's not the other way around. So when you can very good at something, that still doesn't mean that you will be having productive relationships.
That's very true. So the context matters.
So the context where you're in matters really a lot.
And ultimately we're social beings, right? And we spend, like when we think about it, we spend so much time usually at work. More time than with any of our other meaningful relationships. So it just makes sense that it's
you might as well enjoy it a little bit.
That's true.
Yeah.
And would you say or what are some key ingredients to a good work-life balance?
Well, that comes with, before that you start to communicate that you need help, is that you recognize that you need help. So that's, I think, one of the biggest struggles when we're in that situation you just described. When you're in it, you don't necessarily see that you are in it. So you don't need the help with this and with that and with all that, because that's part of your life. That's simply how you do it. So that's life. Deal with it and go on. So I don't have an issue. Or I may have an issue, but I can't do anything about it. So being stuck in the situation ourselves is one of those things that is not really helpful in that work-life balance when we don't see that.
For sure,
On the other hand, sometimes we do share, we'll look for possibilities, and the work simply cannot always be delivering the type of flexibility that might be needed. So there may be a few things that can be adjusted temporarily, but really to have sort of a new function or a new thing, that also has to be possible in the work context. And it's not necessarily unwillingness, but it's very difficult sometimes to have that organized. So then it becomes hard.
For sure.
So people start to see there is no option here. I don't have an option. Work has no option. So we're stuck.
And then you help people to get out of that.
I hope that if they're there, and if we meet them, but when they're stuck like this is usually not the place when we meet them. So we usually meet them when they have been stuck for 5 years and they haven't been able, and then something happens. So unfortunately,
so actually a bit too late.
So prevention, this is the hard part of prevention. Is that we're usually too late.
It's true. Well, when there's not yet an issue, then
why make an issue?
That's how we usually think.
It's
true. And when we look inside the coaching room, so let's say you have, do you usually have one-on-one conversations?
So there's two things that we do. So there's in the training sessions when we're working with employees, we're more in the creating awareness about, let's say, the agreements, about elements that give people job satisfaction, and what is useful in the team. So that's more team sessions like. So that's group sessions, but they stay, let's say, individually more on the surface. In the coaching sessions, I find people who are either do feel that they are need something preventively. They feel they're out of balance and they say, I want to readjust it and I don't know how to.
Yeah.
Help me here. Or we find people who have already are absent in the absenteeism and need some help in the reintegration also to see what they can do. So that's the two type of people I meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then usually, how long do you meet them on average? Like,
it's sessions, 5 to 7 sessions that we do typically.
Yeah.
And sometimes 3, sometimes even 1 session when it's preventive and it's just, let's say, a call in and a sanity check.
Yeah.
That can also be amazingly helpful for people. I found, to my surprise, basically, because I felt, it needs more time, but when 1 or 2 conversation and something gets clicked, it's really enough. Specifically, if you're more in the preventive phase, that can just be enough to say, hey, now I found a direction to move in. But when it's more for a longer term, it takes a little bit more time usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit more tricky.
Yeah.
And I'm, of course, very interested how cognition plays a role or can play a role in your job. Maybe I just hand that as a question. How does cognition come into play in your coaching sessions?
Yeah. So when I'm looking at into that, I'm not taking, I think, enough advantage of the neurological perspectives. So I would say I'm generally looking into people's beliefs, into the practical communication tips. So that's where I am more helping people in general. Yeah.
And let's say you find out in a session that someone is not in the right spot, like not in the right job.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do about it?
That realization, usually, it depends a bit. Sometimes it's a shock to someone to admit, oh, I'm in the wrong place. So then you really have to help someone to cope with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are aware of it, but they have been a bit reluctant to say it. And then when it comes out, they say, yeah, basically, I know this is not the place where I need to be.
Yeah.
So then we'll look into the possibilities for more career coaching. And there we obviously use the Neurolympics by BrainsFirst. Yeah.
How does that look like?
So, and that looks like using the brain games, so helping people to identify their brain profiles first, and then to see what is the work that you're doing now? How is the work and your brain profile matching or not matching? And then you can have a look at what would be then a better type of environment for you to suit your specific needs. So that's a puzzle. And that's why we help people with to see that, to identify that, and to find a way, and then sometimes more practical into the CV and how to make that. So then you go more into that direction. Yeah.
Cool. It's like different elements of the puzzle that
when it's more about the career development, and that's how we approach that.
Yeah.
And when it's more about building up the resilience, then we have the other types of coaching that we do. Yeah.
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 And what does it do to a person when they get insights into their cognition? How do they usually react?
Yeah, that depends a lot. It depends on, this is just a test. And that's it. It's not true, or the other way around. I found the truth. This is who I am.
Yeah.
And anything in between, and I'm hoping for the in between. So I hope you take it seriously enough, because it is input.
Yeah.
It is a solid method, so you get something that has a reliable type of information. Take it seriously. don't overdo it, because it is still a test, and it matters most if people can relate to it and understand what is written there, how that relates to the dynamics, and if they start to recognize that. And it is helpful because some things they know, some things are a bit more hidden. So when they become aware of the full package, that takes a little bit away the personal, let's say, perspective that they usually have.
Yeah, it's also, when I look back on when I first received my brain profile, there's some things that are more obvious where you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and I know that about myself. And then there's some things where I was intuitively like, wow, okay, or kind of like now I kind of had a feeling, but I couldn't really place it or make sense of it, and now it's kind of black on white, and wow, this is actually a cool insight. So I wonder, do you have maybe like a story that stuck with you, or where someone had a really cool insight?
Well, I have, but not so much on the Neurolympics, but more on the resilience coaching, where someone really becomes aware of what's thought process is hindering the person, and starting to work on that, and really being very surprised themselves, which is always what I like, when people are surprised that things work. So that's the kind of moments that stick with me, when people are really like, no, but I use that and that really works, and I'm happy with that. So that's the moments, and it's not just one moment, but it's more like that's the moment I'm looking for in the coaching, where I notice that something is clicking. That's what that's what I like. Yeah, and
the aha moment.
The moments.
Light bulb.
Yeah, and I like it most when people bring together their awareness and their action. So sometimes people like the awareness part a lot, but they don't like to go into action. So then still not much changes. And sometimes people want to have action, but they're not really aware. That's sometimes a bit more convenient, because at least they're moving, so they get feedback. But I like it when people tie awareness and action together, basically. Yeah.
That's where the magic happens.
That's where the magic happens for me. That's my sweet spot.
Yeah, I like that. And if we look at the absenteeism cases, so when you help people to get back at work, how difficult or easy is that? Maybe it's also more difficult in people's minds, but then in practice, you see it's actually more easy than people might think. How do you experience that?
Yeah, it's a challenging thing, because there is, when you haven't been able to get to work, your, let's say, self-confidence is sort of generally tends to lower itself a bit. So you're not having the confidence, you really need reassurance. So that's sort of something that hinders people to easily step into it. So that's the one element. And the other element is the sort of the denial people. So they say, that this was just a situation. I'm good now. Let's go back. So they basically want to go too fast.
I see.
So, and then I'm like, and what is it that you have done, or that you're in your way that you approach the situation, that you make a contribution? And they're sort of lacking that awareness. And I think it's, when you're in the absenteeism, it's the best thing, I think, to learn at least from it.
100%.
So if you're there anyway, what does that mean? That's it. So, and then again, don't get stuck because it didn't work, and you were not able to go to work. Okay, but let's not bother, and let's see how you can get back. And on the other hand, what is it that you really contribute? So if you really get that insight, then that makes you more stronger when you get into the situation again, to be able to deal with it in a more productive way.
Yeah. I like that. And how do managers actually deal with these situations? So, because it's not only the employees themselves that are affected, but the managers as well, right?
Yeah, and that's what I love so much about how Hera is working, because we really have the company wide perspective. So we start with the management team, we then train the managers, and then we can train the employees. And what we do is that we tie the link. So we don't just say it's the employee or it's the manager, it's both. They both have something to do.
Yeah.
And for managers, they are not necessarily always that easy with sand in the motor, because that's sometimes how it is perceived. It's not flowing. I like to move and I like to solve stuff, because that's what most managers are good at. They want to solve stuff. That's why they're the manager, and that's what they're comfortable with. And when they say something changes, then they're happy. And prevent absenteeism, but also in absenteeism itself, it is not productive. It's difficult. A manager is struggling. People are struggling.
Yeah.
So being able to deal with that struggle, don't be too judgmental about this, and really stay open. That's where the challenge is. And some managers are exceptionally good at it.
That's good to hear.
yeah, they are. And most mean well. So most managers mean well, try well. Some doing excellent work. Others are doing what they can do. So yeah, that's what is there. But the idea that they have less influence than they ordinarily have is what makes them usually uncomfortable. They would want to make people better, basically.
I can see that,
Yeah, they like someone, they want to help out and make things good.
Yeah.
And that's not always helpful.
Be productive or see the progress, right? But sometimes it's not that easy.
No.
Sometimes we are moving a bit faster, but sometimes we also, in that moving forward process, take 2 steps back again, and that is needed.
Yeah. And that usually freaks them out. Yeah.
I can totally imagine.
Yeah.
And I'm just, it comes to my mind one statistic, and I wonder what you think of that. When it comes to well-being support, 1 in 4 employees in the Netherlands say that they feel supported, so 25%. However, 88% of managers say that they are confident supporting their people in well-being. So there's a big gap between that, how managers think that they can handle, but then how the employees actually feel in being supported.
Yeah.
Is that a struggle that you see when working with managers, that they might be, well, I think I can handle it myself?
Yeah,
but then
they are a bit too confident in that area, and they think they are doing it. So I've been in many sessions with teams, a manager and a team, and then we have a session, and the way that I then train, and people say, finally we can get to discuss this, and then the manager says, yeah, but we discussed this, and then the person says,
not really.
No, not really.
Yeah.
But I am very confident that the manager means it, that the manager wants it to be safe and happy, and that he is taking an effort, but they're not always doing the things that are really helpful for the perspective of the employee.
Yeah.
So then the employee gets a bit shy also to open up. So in that space, I think there is still a lot of space for the conversation to happen, for managers to be more actively involved,
Yeah.
and for employees to be more actively involved as well,
To voice, right?
to
The
voice the
and-
needs, but also
Yeah.
the possibilities, because it becomes also difficult when you get the list of no's
Oh yeah, for sure.
for them to communicate it. So, and
Yeah.
sometimes they feel that way. So that's where looking at conversations where I still feel there's so much to gain, regardless of all the technological development.
Yeah.
Let's say in our conversational development is still, let's say, not really taken advantage of as much as could be.
I would totally agree with you, because I think that's ultimately also when we go back to the beginning, where the maybe stress or pressures come from. I think a lot of times it's miscommunication or lack of communication.
Yeah.
That things are not being spoken out or not aligned, let's say.
Yeah.
And so that can already help to point towards how do you, as a person who has something to say, feel comfortable to speak up, right? We also call that psychological safety in the workplace. You feel like you're safe to speak out what you think or feel, also as a manager, of course, both ways. But I feel like sometimes and I also want to mention that on the podcast here, sometimes we tend to now speak so negatively about all the numbers and maybe complicate it more than the issues are. I think sometimes it's simpler than what we make out of it. It's maybe, it needs a pointer or some conversational skills. And sometimes it's more complicated than that. But also we shouldn't put the elephant in the room when sometimes it's a fly. Also this way, I would say.
Yeah, the other way around.
The other way around, yeah. Because we like to speak about, over speaking things or over making them more difficult than they are. And sometimes I think it's easier than people might think also.
Yeah.
To bring in also that perspective.
Yeah, it is. It is. But it's difficult to really say that out loud, because it sort of dismisses the feeling that someone has that it is very difficult.
Yeah, and I 100% don't want to.
No, you don't want to. You don't want to dismiss that, but that's the struggle there. Yeah,
for sure.
It's really, if you just ask a little bit about what's going on, and if you are willing to open up a little bit, or basically halfway.
And that's exactly what I meant, because there's also hope in it, right?
Yeah,
that
it is.
Things are fixable.
It is very
fixable. Are fixable.
It is. It is very fixable when we are willing to open up, when we are willing to have a flexibility about and reality about the situation. So if we can be real, see what's going on, and then are willing both to have a look and say, okay, maybe then this needs to shift, that needs to alter, that needs to. And then we think we can make things work if we want. It's not that hard. However, the willingness sometimes, when communication has been lacking and the trust has been going down, then
that's where we.
And then that's where we get stuck.
Get stuck. And it does become difficult,
Yeah.
I wonder about some tools or tips that you might have for our audience when it comes to, let's say, job satisfaction. Do you have like a favorite tool that anyone can use to basically increase their job satisfaction tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Today.
Today, even.
Or in a year.
So generally what we use is the model of the work fire. So what we like to look at is 3 questions. First of all, what's your ambition? And is your ambition being met in the current job, and to what extent? So that's an important one. Just do you feel that ambition is meaningful? So is this meaningful as well? So that's the first one. So that's the first question you have to ask. If you're happy, am I doing something that touches my ambition, that's sort of meaningful?
Nice.
Second thing, comes with your capabilities. Do my capabilities match the requirements of the job? And that's the natural capabilities. Not necessarily your study thing, but do you fit with the nature of the job? When you're a salesperson, you must want to like to talk to people, to be active, to be going around. And if your nature is more calm and collected, and then that's not a natural match. Doesn't mean that you can't be a good salesperson. That's fine, but usually there is tension then. So the second thing is to be fair in an assessment, not just about your diplomas or the background, and let's say your content or technical abilities, but more does my nature match what is being asked here?
Yeah.
And what helps me there. So that's the second thing that you want to check. Honest assessment, which means you have to let go of the idea that you like this and you want to do this.
But 100% or a little
bit?
bit?
No, in order to make the assessment.
So
otherwise you're going to sort of, but I really want it. I want it. So you're going to push yourself towards the fact that you want it. But the honest assessment is, and does it fit? You can want it, be fine.
Yeah.
And does it fit?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Really, that's a really different question.
That's true.
So does it fit?
Objectivity, yeah.
Yeah, to a certain level. And then the third thing is belonging. Do you feel comfortable with the people that you are with? So are you part of the group? Do you feel that you belong, that you can be who you are? And do you get recognition, the right type of recognition? And I don't necessarily mean salary. It's nice if it's there, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean recognition for who you are, for the ambitions you have, and for the capabilities you bring. So for that full package.
Yeah.
So if that's there, then your fire is burning. If that fire is burning, then you will.
Everything else will come.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And then it's also win-win for the workplace.
Yeah, win. Everybody's happy. Yeah. Workplace is happy. You're happy. The people that you're working with are happy. Your clients are happy.
Yeah.
That's then the flow. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like these questions. And is there one small habit maybe that you could recommend for anyone to feel more engaged?
The habit to be more engaged.
So something you could do during your, let's say you have an 8-hour workday, you're in the office, and you feel like you're constantly drifting off. Is there maybe a small thing you can do to, boost your engagement, feel more engaged? Yeah,
so if I would make the whole idea very practical, then I would ask at the end of the day, what did I do that was meaningful to either a colleague, customer, and that was my ambition. So that what was a moment of joy, basically.
Great.
What did I enjoy? I think that's one of the easiest question, more hard question, because we're working. Serious. But did you enjoy it? And what did you enjoy this day? So that's one.
Yeah.
We like progress usually. So if you want to create your engagement, you want to basically ask yourself at the end of the day, did I do something new, or have I been able to grow in what I was?
Yeah.
And the best part is to annoy your colleague by asking how his day is going. Take him off his work and connect and see, what did you watch, what movie or football or whatever is relevant, and you make a connection with the people.
That's great.
Which sometimes is difficult because we're busy, and we want to work. But asking how what colleague is doing and telling how you're doing is creating engagement, basically.
Yeah. And it's not, it can be more effort or it can be a little less effort. Just simply asking this question doesn't take a lot of time.
No.
And afterwards it always feels good.
Yeah, it's the difference going to the coffee, get the coffee and get back.
Yeah.
Or you get the coffee, you actually say hi to someone.
Yeah.
Hey, good
Smile.
to see you. Smile.
Yeah.
Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing?
Yeah.
And then take a little time for the answer, obviously.
Yeah.
But also be willing to share what you're, and then you go. So that's, I would say, the small practices. If you practice that, which will increase it. And when it's hard to do these little things, it's basically a signal to start thinking a bit more seriously on whether you're in a good place. Yeah.
Very good conclusion.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I love this conversation, Reinier. Thank you so much for sharing all your insights with us.
Thank you.
On the practical, on the philosophical side, on the social side. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
It was a great conversation.
Thank you for allowing this opportunity and for asking these questions and for sharing your insights as well.
Of course.
It's been lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And if you want to make your little corner in the Netherlands or anywhere else on this world a bit more happier, then you know where to start now and have an incentive how to take the first steps. And don't forget to also add a little bit of cognition to your master plan there. Well, thank you for tuning in, everyone. We hope you loved this conversation and we would love to see you engaged. So please make sure to leave any comments or questions that you might have for Reinier or myself underneath here in the comment section. And also we would love to see you more frequently on the Neurolympics podcast. So please subscribe to your favorite channel today. You can find us under www.brainsfirst.com/podcast. And until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, everyone. See you next time on the Neurolympics podcast. Ciao, ciao.